Hey, great Tuesday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville. And I'm not as tired as I was last night. And I'm not as suicidal as I appeared to be yesterday. And that's actually a good thing. I think I got a lot of messages from a lot of folks and a lot of message texts from folks. Even Roman, I
I
think,
know.
was a little bit on the concerned side.
Well, yeah, I was like, "Are you going to commit suicide? Like, what's going on?" Not suicide, real suicide, because that's not a laughing matter, but political suicide by just quitting.
Well, it gets overwhelming, Roman. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It really does get overwhelming. And más que nada, and I'll try to explain. Más que nada for me, and like I was telling a friend this morning, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because I think all of us, Roman. I think you could say the same about yourself. You want to believe that what you do is important, and actually brings a little bit, an ounce of awareness to people out there. And I think what we all do does, and what Royal does, and what Frankie does. And again, I've always said it. I mean, even when you get pissy with me, I've always said that these are important. As to what we do is important, and it's important. And I'm not saying that to kiss your butt, because I don't do that, but it's important because it should
Okay.
give people a different perspective of what's out there, because we've been spoon fed crap for far too long, for far too long. And then all of a sudden, everyone wants to say, no, everything's going to be hunky dory and everything's great and wonderful. And that's what's really, really frustrating, because, and I would understand to a certain point, I would understand if it was like the younger generation that's out there saying, oh, no, pues, oh, an arena, great stuff, great things. Have you not heard of the track record that these people have? And that's what gets frustrating. But when you see, like, I think Sam mentioned that there's business people that are for this. You expect business people to be a little bit more savvy, and a little bit more concerned in regards to their well-being. Because at the end of the day, small business will be devastated, because when people can't afford to pay their taxes around here, can't afford to pay their rents, what's
Rent?
going to happen? They
What's
won't
that?
have money to be spending at restaurants and at little neat, cheeky little shops and stuff.
There's Kathy.
Morning, Kathy.
She's doing work by writing down. Are you
Good.
Oh,
taking notes or what?
I'm working. I'm in my office.
but I will say, let me say, that I had a great conversation with Roman this morning, and and I hardly ever say that because we hardly ever have good conversations. But
What?
we had a good conversation with Roman this morning, and we were talking about the numbers, and I was a little bit down because I thought, well, maybe we're not doing that well, and not only Roman, I just got some messages right now from people. Erasmo, I think we're going to kill this. I think we're going to kill this in a very, very, very big way. And I said, well, great, it's about time. But in regards to the numbers, and Roman, you clarify this. In regards to the numbers, if you look at the numbers that have come in the different areas, guys, uh, Brownsville only accounts for 25% of the total vote. Am I about right, Roman?
Well, I mean that's only based off the people that vote in Brownsville. I
Right.
mean, there's going to be people outside of Brownsville that will vote in Brownsville. People out in Brownsville will vote outside of Brownsville wherever they want to. But you can kind of guess that we're right on it just by looking at the Harlingen CISD voter turnout, which was about 5,000. And there's no part of Harlingen CISD that is in Brownsville, and so that's well over half of the people that are voting countywide.
Right.
And so it's pretty obvious to me now. Are there going to be people in Harlingen that are going to vote in favor of this arena? Well, yeah. I mean, we have Sharky, for goodness sake. Sharky lives in the Harlingen area, and he's going to vote for it, and I just don't understand why. And there are going to be people in Brownsville who are going to vote against the arena. But I feel confident, optimistic, I should say, and that's weird coming from me because I'm not an optimistic person. I'm negative, like very negative. But yeah, I feel confident. So be on the winning side and go vote against this stupid arena, and maybe they'll learn their lesson. And then maybe we can vote against some of these county commissioners and vote against the county judge in November and to teach them a lesson.
Well, I like what you said, guys. This is an opportunity to teach the corrupt political machine a lesson that the power is in the people. So please exercise your authority. Kathy, what's your take on it?
I sincerely believe that it's time that people start getting up, going out, showing a strong message that we are still united and that we can make decisions based on what's best for our communities. It's just so sad that, and you know what, people, I'm going to tell you this because it's already out there. The audacity for them to say that if it doesn't pass again, that they're going to bring it back in November. That should say something about these individuals, that they don't care.
They're
They don't
desperate.
respect you. It's very disrespectful. Instead of saying it's okay, let it go. It didn't work out. We move on. I'm going to tell you, I'm in the real estate business, and there's a lot of developers out there that have never gotten help from the development that they have developed. And if they have, it's not to the extent of what these people are doing, not in the way that they're doing it. Because let me tell you, this is what happened exactly. They decided to annex all that area. I believe we're annexed all the way to San Benito. We
Well,
have
the frontage, right?
the
Pretty
frontage
much. Yeah.
area, the area. How dare you? Can't even take care of your own city that you have right now. And they say, oh, well, this is what I got from Mr. Grove. Well, they're already fixing the streets. How long did it take for them? Is it because they're trying to tell we're taking care of you? 10 years later, 15 years later, the infrastructure has been deteriorating for years.
Horribly.
For years. It's not today. It's not yesterday. Enough is enough. And I think, like you say, Roman, let's be optimistic. You don't want to be negative. Let's stay positive and let's hope for the best, that it does not go through, because it behooves all cities that are around this so-called project venue. They didn't even call it an arena. They call it venue. So just I know that I've called people. I know that I've gotten my family to go out and vote. I know that I've encouraged them, please take somebody else to vote, because for them to spend that much money, I haven't seen their financial report.
I did. I have. I think I gave it to Erasmo. I don't know if you posted it, Erasmo, on your show, on your page. You should have. But yeah, they've spent 30. They've actually spent almost $40,000 that they've already paid out, and they admitted they modified their March their 30-day campaign finance report, where they say that they actually did spend $5,000 in that time period. So thank you, Mark McCaig, the general counsel of the Republican Party, for filing that complaint. And I guess maybe now they're admitting that they had spent some of that money. They've also spent about $32,000, a little over $32,000 of the money that they've spent. I want to say less than half, or about 50%, has been spent in Cameron County. The rest has been spent outside of Cameron County. But the ones that was spent inside Cameron County was $45 to IBC Bank in Brownsville, $1,500 to the Episcopal Day School. It was paid a little bit less than $6,000 to Mi Pueblito, and $10,000 to Pink 8 Media for a text messaging campaign. That's what they've spent. But they also have $36,000 of unpaid incurred expenditures that they're going to be spending at some point. $36,000, which is a lot of money. So 36 plus the 5 plus the 32. I can't do math this morning. Maybe $75,000 that they've spent. That doesn't include the amount of money that they've raised. They raised $1,800 in in-kind contributions from some trucking company on Jaime Zapata. And I want to say about 60% of the money that they raised this PAC has been from people outside of Cameron County. So when you hear the slogan, it's our time, as I told Erasmo last night on his show, It's not really our time; it's everybody else's but Cameron County's time. Why is 60% of the money that they're raising outside of Cameron County? Why?
And again, we go back to how deceiving, how they do things. And the people that, there's a group out there that I know and I've heard, and I've talked to them, and I'm like, really, have you really done the research as to if we're really going to benefit? Because we don't have the population that, once you get to Westlaco, Donna, Forest, Alamo, Edmond, all those communities are already practically connected to each other just by a street or a division. If people don't know or understand their demographic population or their area, then we have a problem. Because I know, one, we cannot afford that. Two, I know that whoever they ask for hotels or businesses that to come in there, they're not going to do well. They're not at this time, not right now. You know,
Well, Kathy, and you're in the real estate business. I mean, have you ever seen something of this magnitude here, or anywhere, for that matter, where the developer that's right next door, is pushing so hard in order to develop this of berserk arena thing that's only going to make him, or them, multi-rich, and increase their property value or property worth of property that they've already acquired, and they have the support of the local elected officials as to who are also business partners with the same individuals, the same entities. Have you ever seen that form of corruption anywhere?
no. It's beyond me. Because good morning, Miss M.L.E. um um you know it's just, for me, it is so, it's I can't explain, because I am just so upset that the way they try to do things to us, that they, and then these elected officials allow that,
Well,
literally.
they're business partners with him.
Yeah. But for them to go to that extent, first of all, you know why they don't care? Because they already have money. They're not struggling. They find ways to make money here or there or somewhere. And we're the ones that have to end up paying for the damage that they've done to us as a community.
Well, I like that you said that, Kathy. But see, they struggle, and this is why I think, and I think when Roman mentioned, well, no, Sam mentioned this last night, it really, I mean, irritated me, because they make money regardless. I mean, ellos no pierden. They're going to make money regardless. But that local small business would be out there as the, being supportive of this. I mean, local small business is going to take a major hit from this. They're going to take a major hit, because this is my opinion, and we all can correct me, because people are not going to have money to pay for the taxes, the increase, the wages going to cross the bridge, the wages at anything that's Cameron County, where we're going to have to pay more, the toll roads and everything, because they're going to have to make the money somehow. So those people are going to have to pay more out afuera, and they're going to have less money to spend at local businesses. This is what's irritating. Am I completely off base here?
Hmm.
Well, the thing is that it's how it's a domino effect. That's basically what it is. It'll affect other areas, and I don't think they see it that way. But at the same time, it's like they're building the arena. They're gonna affect, and it's a perfect example, like you say, it's gonna affect the island. The island. If they want to bring concerts here, and the island is a place for tourists already, right?
Yeah.
Because it is. That's what it's considered, right? So I don't understand why we would want to hurt or hinder our sister community, you know, that has more of a tourist versus what we have. We have a lot to offer, but like we've kept saying, our zoo has not been kept up.
No.
When I was on the school board, let me tell you, Sam Stadium was not kept up. That I think it was the great granddaughter of Mr. Sam's came down, saw the stadium, and was devastated the way we had the stadium. That's when they started to pump in all this money, make sure that we could refurbish it. But take care of what we have first. What's been given to us in the past, take care of that. Make it worthy for our community and for our people that come and visit us. Instead of building all these other things that you can't handle yet, that we're not ready for, maintain what we have. Maintain. And
Yeah.
thinking of that at all.
What Carlo was saying is actually something that I think Erasmo, you and I were talking about this morning. And that is, who's going to actually come to a concert from outside to the Brownsville? I mean, there really isn't much for them to want to do. Like when you go to Austin or you go to San Antonio, there is a lot of things to do.
Exactly.
You can go to the Alamo, you can go to the Alamo Dome, the Riverwalk, down, shop, and all kinds of things you can do. And it's not just in San Antonio. You go around the community, maybe you want to go to Schlitterbahn or whatever, in New Brunswick, things like that. Fredericksburg, yeah, to go get drunk and have wine and cheese or whatever.
And German food.
And German food, yeah.
No, but you and I are right, Roman. I mean, guys, I don't know if people have gone to concerts, and see, that's one of the other things that really trips me out. Maybe people have never gone to concerts, guys. When you go to a concert, guys, and I mean, I don't know if you've seen the T-shirts. They've got a list of cities where a specific group is out there playing. I mean, you could literally, and that's where all these groupies come from, because there's actually people that go from one city to another city to another city to another. But most people, normal people, not groupies, most normal people like myself, not Roman, normal people, will decide, hey, well, Pink Floyd is playing in Michigan, in Dallas, in Houston, and in San Antonio. Going like, well, what can I do? I say, I could go to Austin and go hear some concerts out there. I could go to Dallas and go catch a Mavericks game. I could go to Houston and maybe afterwards take a cruise. There's something else to do, guys. People nowhere are going to say, well, let's just go to Brownsville, Texas. Let's go see Kiss in Brownsville, Texas. This is not touring, but they sure are advertising that they're going to be out there. Yeah, let's go to Brownsville. I hear they got a crappy zoo now. That used to be one of the top 10 zoos in the nation, but this corrupt political machine, because Roman and I were talking about it. Roman, it's the same players. It's the same players. It's the same people. The Eddie Treviños. And look, I was thinking about this morning. Look at this guy. And what's her name? Roman's friend, Trex Mendes. Roman's friend, Trex Mendes, now has Ramiro Gonzalez as his bed buddy, his big old partner, his number one fall guy. Guys, Ram Gonzalez was out there supporting Tony Martinez.
I remember that, yeah, he was.
Trey Mendes' opponent. And it seems like Trey Mendes, as soon as he was in the lead, all of a sudden adopted all of Tony Martinez's crap. Rose Gowen, Ramiro Gonzalez, Dennis Sanchez, all these people all of a sudden became business partners with Trex Mendes. It's the same crap, guys. They're the same players. And these are the people, Ramiro Gonzalez, Rose Gowen, Tony Martinez. They're the ones that gave us Tenasca. So nothing is changing. It's the same. Eddie Treviño, Roman. Eddie Treviño was the attorney at PUB. He was the one that was out there making sure that Tenasca was going to be legit. That's what he was responsible for, Eddie Treviño.
And wasn't Tenasca supposed to be around 511, or not 511, or maybe close to where this building is going to be at, this arena close by, isn't it? Wasn't Tenasca be around that same area?
Honestly, Roman, I don't even think that they had an area, because it was never going to happen. But again, folks, and listen to this. Eddie Treviño, the county judge, was the attorney for PUB, and he had to make sure that everything about Tenasca was legit on the up and up. So guess who made money? Bags fulls of money. The attorneys, Eddie Treviño. And did we get anything for? Because they promised, because of Tenasca, we're going to get economic development, Roman. Because of Tenasca, we're going to generate more power. Although other places were going to get 75% of it, we were going to pay 80% of it. We got nothing except $130 million in the hole.
Yeah.
In the hole. And our utility rates increased. Eddie Trevino, the current county judge, screwed us over with Tenasca.
And now we're gonna get an arena.
And now
Yeah.
people think that he's going to do well with an arena, Roman?
hmm I mean, going back to Trey, you were saying that he took over, Tony's supporters. I think Trey's starting to even dress like Tony at this point. He looks like him. He's dressing like him. He just needs to get gray hair like me, and then he's going to be close to, Tony Martinez. I think also the point that I wanted you to ask Kathy about is as she's moving to her car, is mortgages are going to go up because your insurance rates are going to go up in your house because the appraisals are going up. And yet we're going to build an arena. And allegedly, if you listen to the PAC ads on the radio, or your property taxes are not going to go up because of it. It's not going to affect your property taxes. You're probably right that technically they're not going to be affected. But with appraisals going up and your mortgage is going up, your insurance is going up, you're going to be paying for it. I think you pointed out yesterday that you need to look at your or your parents' appraisals and how much they've gone up, considerably because of the Cameron County appraisal district. What are your thoughts on that, Kathy? Is it true that everything is going to go up and it's going to cost us at the end? You're muted. Oh, okay. I don't think she can answer that question because she's still muted. Does she know she's still on?
I don't think she hears. Sorry, Roman.
You're muted. Oh, there we go.
I don't know what she's doing.
I don't know what she's doing either. Are you there? No. Okay, she's gone. Never mind. Okay. I'll just ask that question. Maybe some realtor can ask that question. Maybe Craigie can answer that question for us, so I'm sure he's watching somewhere when he's not. Is he still promoting the arena, or has he changed his mind actually? Did he vote against it? What do you do?
I haven't heard anything from Craigie as of recent. Last thing that I heard from Craig was that he was against it, because of the inconsistencies in regards to the lies, by Eddie Trevino and the commissioner's court. They lied.
Mm-hmm.
He caught them in a lie.
Yeah. And I like the way that M.L.E. is saying, protest your property taxes. This isn't your property taxes. These are your appraisals by which your taxes will be based off of. But it's funny when you look at politicos that are voting in favor. Well, we didn't raise your taxes. Your appraisal went up. We lowered your tax rate, or we kept the tax rate the same. We didn't raise it. It was because of the appraisal that your taxes went up, which is a bunch of crap. So I'm glad. I appreciate the fact that M.L.E. is posting it and saying it property tax, because for all intents and purposes, it is. And I do hope there's going to be some property tax and property appraisal reform at the state legislature next year, because this is crazy. There's absolutely no reason why some 100 by 50 lot in Southmost is being appraised at almost $200,000. That's insane. That makes no sense.
This is our time to put the yes, Roman, thank you politics on notice, unless you like giving your money away. Yes, it is our time, guys, to slap the crap out of these damn people. The same corrupt political machine that has stolen from us, have continuously lied to us, guys. The ones that continue to make themselves millionaires off of your backs, off of your children's inheritance, millionaires, because they care very little. They care nothing about you, nothing about the future of this community. They only care about making themselves all the more rich. Roman, thank you for the correct word, appraisal.
No, it's okay. You use the tax. It's okay. I like what you said. Yours is more fun.
I think a combination of stimulus money, supply chain issues, and the shutdown that they have contributed to home prices appraisal. But we can't also deny people are paying 20, 30,000 over the asking price. Well, yeah, but let me say one of the things that I've experienced is that people want to buy up property. Part of the problem is a lot of these folks that are buying or wanting to sell their property, little viejitos or viejitas, because they're going to get $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 more. At the end of the day, won't be able to buy jack squat. They will be bought out of everything that they have, and they won't be able to afford anything.
Yeah,
I think Pat knows a little bit about that.
Yeah.
The reason why what was happening, let me tell you what happened. We go back to developments. there was not enough development for people that were starting to move in. Now, remember when we said SpaceX was going to hire all these people, local people? Well, we started to see um, a big percentage of people coming in from the East Coast and the West Coast, and there were people that were relocating because of a lot of them because of Elon Musk, a lot of them because of the Port of Brownsville.
You're breaking
You're
up.
waking up.
Well,
And
I
so
mean,
our developments were not, my connection is really bad. But I think that that's the problem. Why? And so when there was one house available or two homes available, but then you have 10, 15 buyers. So what happens? Well, you have two homes available with it between 10, 15 buyers, and then they go for the highest and best. That's what was happening. So that started to be an effect for a whole year, literally for a whole year. I would submit an offer and the realtor would say, I already have 10 offers. So let your buyer know they have to come up with their highest and best. But me, I would tell my buyer, let's not give highest and best. Let's walk away.
yeah, it's okay. Walk away. I also
Yeah.
recommend you walk away from the Democratic Party and become a Republican.
Rama, you smart. You smart. You're kind.
And by the way, bro, I'm still waiting for that question I asked you like last week. We're trying to give you business. We're trying to get an office space.
I have something for you. Hey, I have something for you. You need to call me this afternoon.
Well,
Yes,
I'll
you know,
organize it.
I have to say this. I sometimes I say, oh, it hurts me. I'm a registered Democrat because when I was 18, I didn't know any better, right? But I would register as a Democrat. And then I voted for the first president was Republican, Ronald Reagan. So I was raised by a military father. He says, always vote for the person that you feel that's going to be your true voice, that's going to be tenacious, that's going to be able to do well for the people. The leader that will do for the people. Because any leader that's a true leader, they place their people before them, not them in front of the people. And that's what we have. We have leaders that consider themselves a priority before their own community. That's what I've seen.
It's unfortunate. A second note of this arena will extend to Eddie Trevino, Gus Ruiz, and Joey Lopez in November, so they understand that no means no. Let me tell you, I pray that finally our community as a whole starts waking up to this crap, and yeah, I agree with Mateo. If we have a resounding no this time around, it's going to send a message, a wave, a shockwave to a lot of the corrupt democratic political machine that exists here. Because let me tell you guys, I'd like to think like, well, let me think of someone out there that isn't part of that corrupt political machine. They're all in it, guys. They're all in it. And again, I go back to my same spiel. Guys, it's the same players. It's the same players who were involved in the sports park. It's the same players that were involved in Tenasca. It's the same players. And the reason that there's the same players, Roman, is because the committees and the boards have not changed, Roman. It's always the Sampayos, the Cardenas, all these people. They're the ones that form these boards, the Limas, all these people, the same ones. Nothing has changed. Every so often, Roman, and I know that you've been on a couple of these boards or committees.
Only been in one. Well, no, imagine Brownsville. Get that
yeah, but every so often, and you were the token,
Yeah.
And that's what happens. They'll get a little token citizen in there, but they're always in the minority because they'll control the majority of these committees and these boards. So every so often, because I've had friends of mine, well, that's why I got picked to be on the board, and I'm not part of the corrupt political machine. I said, yeah, you're the token. You're the token, And I mean, I hate to say that, and I'm not trying to be insultive. You're just the token. You're just on there, to fulfill a demographic out there and say, well, we got someone from the community that's not part of our corrupt political machine. Doesn't much matter when you control the whole damn board or committee.
Or you'll get somebody like your friend, your friend Commissioner Rodrigo Santos go out there and endorse Morgan Amantia and go over to an event with his friend, Jessica Tetro and start complaining. And you can see the video if you don't believe me. There's a video of it on Morgan Lamantia's Facebook page. And apparently he's like, well, we can't really have somebody up there. What's one thing to scream and holler and complain about things that are happening? And for a second, I thought he was talking about you, Erasmo, but apparently not. I think he's talking about Sarah. But we need somebody who's going to work across the aisle and make deals and make things. I'm like, well, you know what? Sometimes, not that I'm telling you to go out there and vote for Sarah, because I'm obviously a Republican and I'm telling you to vote for the Republican in November. But why is it wrong for somebody like Sarah to go out there and complain about corruption and things like that and be upset? Why is it wrong for somebody like myself to be able to say, there's corruption out there, this is wrong, we should do, or Erasmo or Kati? Why is that wrong, Roy? Well, I don't understand.
No, I'll make mention. Look, I have issues with both candidates. I have issues with La Mantequilla because she surrounded herself with all these Ramiro Gonzalez people. Same crap. Same crap, guys. I mean, you've seen the pictures, Roman. She's out there, taking pictures with Ramiro. Ramiro's out there like her little puppy. I mean, the same way he followed Tony Martinez and Rose Gowen, and now he follows Trex Mendex. It's the same thing doing La Mantilla. It's the same thing. That's my thing with La Mantilla. With Sarah hasn't even wanted to come out and answer questions. I've invited her 2-3 times.
Really? I'm surprised. I remember we had her on when she ran against Senator Lucio 2 years ago, and now she doesn't want to come on. Why? That's weird. She doesn't
want to come on. So why? Why are you wanting to be out there in hiding? I mean, why? It's important for people to know. And I'm sorry, people actually watch this stuff, man. But again, more power to y'all.
They were both of them were on both Sarah and Morgan were on Planned Parenthood Votes Texas on YouTube, and I don't know, I think only had like 10 people that watched it live or whatever, and they were out there talking about, well, my name is Morgan Lamantilla, she, her, my name is blank name, and I'm she, they, and all. I'm like, what's wrong with you people? Like, why are you actually these pronouns, and what does it mean? And then she's like, well, I don't, and then Morgan was threw Senator Lucio under the bus. I think, I don't know, somehow you're related to Senator Lucio, Kati. She threw him under the bus. The guy who endorsed her, the guy that brought her in and, showed her around, and she's like, well, I don't agree with Senator Lucio on when it comes to LGBTQ alphabet people, and I don't agree with Senator Lucio when it comes to the heartbeat bill. I'm curious what Morgan Lamantilla thinks about this whole, leaked thing with abortion, with the Roe v. Wade that came out. I'm curious what her thoughts are. I mean, she became out like this leftist person that I thought she wasn't. Is she because she's scared that Sarah's going to beat you in the Democratic primary? Probably, because Sarah's probably going to win. And what's going to happen in November is my friend and your friend Erasmo, Adam Hinojosa, who was born in Brownsville but lives in Corpus, his family from Santa Rosa. He's our nominee in the Republican side, and I firmly believe he's going to beat either Morgan and or Sarah. He's a good guy. He's a sane guy. He will work with the other side, but also yell for you.
Well, yes, SpaceX also contributed to home price going up. Yeah, but at least we get something from SpaceX. Maybe not everything that we were promised, but we get something. It's like getting an escort. And paying full price, but only getting 3-4 minutes worth. It's something. And
that's
what SpaceX is.
And it's
you're blowing my mind.
I think you know what? I think it's been good and it's been bad. It has its pros and cons.
I agree.
I think it's a situation where one, yes, we have a billionaire here in our community, but I've also heard that he's so tired dealing with our leaders. He's just drained because it's always been something, and he gave for the purpose of making sure that the entities that were to receive were really going to share within the community, as a whole. And I'm going to share this with you because I heard it from an engineer and it hurt me. He says, why is your education here so weak? And me being on the school board, my jaw dropped. I knew it because when my son went to college, my oldest one went to Texas Lutheran University. I was still on the school board. My son says, Mom, the curriculum, you need to step it up because we are behind. My own son with a master's degree on physics. He got, he's a physics teacher, and he's got a master's in health and nutrition. When he was in Texas Lutheran, he says, "Mom, you're on the school. Shame on you. Our curriculum, we're behind. We're struggling with kids from Katy, Texas, from San Antonio, you name it." I felt so bad. I said, if this is my son, what have we done to the other students? What have we done to the other students?
Well, Elon hangs out with Trey, though. I mean, that's one thing, one relationship that we've seen blossom.
What?
Trey, Trey and Elon. It's a relationship made in heaven, I guess. I don't know.
SpaceX is now the biggest employer, but that does tend to contribute to home prices appraisal. It does, and again, you made mention of it. SpaceX has given us something, And again, I'm going back to my escort thing. Not that I'm well versed in that, but guys, you know what? As long as we have a happy ending at the end, it doesn't much matter. Unfortunately for us guys, there's going to be absolutely no happy ending with this arena crap, none whatsoever. And look, nothing against escorts. I mean, they're doing a job. They're doing a service out there to the community.
Are you trying to make me laugh or something?
Yes.
You're trying to break. Is that what you're trying to do?
Because I noticed it caught your attention.
So yeah, and by the way, I want to make sure when I say Morgan, I don't mean my friend Morgan Cisneros Graham. I mean Morgan La Mantilla. I'm gonna start calling her La Mantilla or whatever.
La Mantilla.
Yeah,
I gotta do that.
The other time you said Morgan, I said, "Oh, Morgan La Mantilla."
That's
right. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she thought I was talking on behalf of Morgan La Mantilla when I was talking to her about space we're looking for.
I have no greater joy in my life than to watch you crack up. But again, guys, no, what I'm trying to say is we're getting nothing from this arena, nothing at all. So I'm very, very proud that the numbers look favorable for a no vote this time around. And again, guys, I'm hoping that more individuals out there in the community are ticked off that we've been screwed over one too many times. That's what happens when you don't vote and we have puros pediches. Yeah. Maybe Musk can buy Brownsville like he bought Twitter.
I thought he was buying Donna. I saw somewhere on the internet that he was buying Donna. Now he's gonna buy Brownsville.
Well, let me say, guys, he's already bought all our city commission and mayor. I mean, what else is there?
That's not true because Jessica Tetra was not hanging out with Wessel and Wessel. So I mean, that's not fair, Erasmo. You shouldn't say things like that.
But no one got invited from the city commission except Mayor Trex Mendez got invited, which again should tell the rest of the city commissioners, guys, Trex Mendez is going to take the bigger chunk of the pie. That.
I just wish that Elon would ask his friend Trex Farquaad, why is Trey not on Twitter? Not on Twitter.
No, let me say this, Roman. You mentioned Rodrigo Moreno. Rodrigo Moreno, Sylvia Atkinson. Stoolie Pigeon, which I'm glad he did that. Rodrigo Moreno is also the same guy that's out there, pushing Trex Mendez campaign. The same one that's out there pushing La Mantequilla's campaign.
No, he's with Sarah actually.
Oh, well, he did some work for La Mantequilla.
Did he?
Yeah, he did some work. I don't know if all of a sudden they stopped paying him and he decided to go to Sarah, but he did some work for La Mantequilla. But at the end of the day, it's always the same people, and they spread them around evenly amongst themselves. This is what I find amazing. Why do people think that we're going to get a different result now than what we've gotten for the past 20, 30, 40 years? We're not. We're going to get screwed. Maybe let's get by Brownsville. Let me tell you, they've got a pretty cheap price on them. And I mean the mayor and the city commission.
This is a perfect, sorry to interrupt, guys. I was thinking this is a perfect message the way all those politicians.
She was thinking and she broke up. Now we're not going to hear. I know.
You froze up.
You froze. No. Oh, it's okay. She'll come back.
We gain from it.
You froze.
You completely froze for like a minute there.
Oh my God. that all this, the funding and everything, the money behind it, that's just a very clear message that these people, there's money behind it and somebody's going to benefit from it. Not the citizens, but the people that are pumping in the money.
Well,
That's it.
Roman, I think you and I were talking about this. Guys, anytime that you see enchilada plates, chicken plates, text messages, este, advertising on YouTube, which is thank you for the advertising going to my page, advertising on TV commercials and stuff. The only time you see that, guys, is from corrupt politicians that are wanting to spend $250,000 like Trex Mendix did in order to become a multimillionaire in 3 years in service. It's the same pattern. It's the same steps that are taken.
And he can't even afford a tie. Is that what you're saying? I mean, he goes out there without a tie. It's crazy. He should go shopping with you at Erasmo because you have all those ties.
He can stop by my office anytime he wants, especially at night. I was in this year's Chess National in Dallas, and I was at one of the lectures, and the kids from the other states are so well spoken, so outgoing. Their vocabulary is so much higher than ours. BISD is failing our students. Unfortunately, yes.
Are you sure Trey doesn't stop by because he's so short? You might just miss him. Like.
Well, and let me say, and BISD is failing our students because their priorities are all askew. I mean, you've got a district that is focusing on hiring everyone from Edinburgh, everyone from out of town to come into Brownsville, Texas, and tell us how to do things. And let me say, the same thing happens with our city leadership guys. I mean, the individuals, the mayor, the city manager, and his deputies, they're not from here. They're not from here. They do not know our community. They have absolutely no concept or clue. Plus, they have no vested interest in our folks. They don't. At the end of the day, for them, it's just a paycheck.
Well, I mean, you're saying BISD is failing our students, right? But there's also IDEA, there's charter schools, there's other school districts in the area. It's not just blame BISD, even they're the largest school district in the valley. Okay, what are you looking at, Erasmo?
It's kind of crazy. And this is one of the other things that I wanted to mention yesterday. Literally, because I was out. In Cuba last week. Man,
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I was out there. I had a ton of work, and yesterday, man, I was I'm not even joking, Roman. I was literally working desde la mañana after the show all the way through the night, man, like till 30 minutes before the show started. And I'm going like, what? I'm killing myself. But and I'm not complaining. I love. I love traveling. I love the experience that I had in a socialist country, communist country. I really, really enjoyed it, to the nth degree. But it is tiring, especially as you get older, and I am getting older, and it does get tiring. And I had a lot of catch-up work to do. And this morning, it's just a little bit of the same. I disagree with Ray Martinez. It's not BI's fault. It's the parents' fault for lack of involvement. Yeah, yes. But and I'm not going to defend Ray's comment. But what happens is like it becomes a culture, Roman. It becomes a culture, un círculo vicioso, a vicious cycle. Well, what happens is individuals start, growing up with a hombre que te valga. All these people that are out there saying, que te valga, que let them pass, que te valga. So all these people are the same thing with the students. They're going like, que te valga, no importa, it's not important. And you have absolutely no parental involvement out there. And let me tell you, and I know because I have a superstar in my family, a superstar who is Jerry Martinez, who now, left BISD because they tried to screw him over, went to Los Fresnos, and I think that they got a better offer at St. Joe. He's at St. Joe. The guy's a superstar. I mean, he's my nephew. He gets most of his, amazing talent from me. But a superstar, guys. And people that know him know that I'm not exaggerating. But what's made him a superstar is that his parents are out there, guys, every summer taking him to all these camps out there, these basketball camps. And every opportunity that they have, they've invested in his future. And they invest in the other kids' future as well. That's what parents have to do.
Mm.
during the summer. Don't just let them stay there on the PlayStation, all day just because you don't want to look over them. Get them involved in something that's going to benefit them later on in their career.
Mm.
Parents need to get involved, Roman. Need to get involved.
I mean, you also have teachers that are apparently they don't really want to talk about how to talk, right? I mean, they're telling them they and them and icks and mix and mercs and what all these other pronouns where they're not just teaching them he, they, them. Let's learn the regular the 3 R's as opposed to this crap. Well, crap, but I guess I can't talk about that. I'm not.
I think 9,000, Roman, was the ones that we saw. 9,300, 9,500 so far.
Yes, a little bit over 9,000 people, maybe 9,500 people that have voted. They have not been counted. Today was the last day. I fully expect it to be another 2, maybe 3,000 people come out to vote today, countywide, and then we're probably going to get 5,000 people that are going to vote on election day, countywide. That's probably where we're going to be at. And then those votes will be counted on Friday. Please don't ask Erasmo, hey, do we have any totals? Like how did they vote? Are we winning, Erasmo? Are we winning, Erasmo? Please don't ask Erasmo that question. Don't ask me that question. We will not know until after 7 o'clock on Saturday night. That's what we'll find out. Because it happens every time, Erasmo. Every time. Do you know who's winning? Who won, Erasmo? Are we ahead? Are we behind? We don't know.
But let me say, one of the things that inspired me this morning, Vicente, is that Brownsville at the libraries and at the courthouse. I mean, we only have out of 9,500 votes, we only have like 2,500.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. And some of those people that are voting here are not from Harlingen. I mean, from Brownsville. Oh, he muted himself. So just go vote no. Just go take your family. Go vote today, Vicente. Take somebody with you. Drop them off. Tell them to go vote no. Then you can, if you want to, you can go over to Mi Pueblito and buy them enchilada plates as opposed to getting them paid for. I don't know. Go somewhere.
All right, guys. Dad just called.
Uh-oh.
Guys,
okay?
Yeah, he just called. Kathy, thank you for coming on. Guys, tonight at 9 p.m., guys, have a great day. Go vote. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer. If you don't believe in all that, guys, be good. Vote no. Be good to each other.
Vote no.
See you tonight at 9 p.m. Adios.